Oh. So, this other day. So I went to Circle K.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I went to go get like a drink or something after work. And I walked in and I grabbed my drink. And I see like this like grandma and her like fucking like 4 grandkids.
Okay.
All by the cashier. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Because I didn't think nothing of it. Oh. Mm-hmm. And then so I get my drinks and I go stand in line. And then another cashier shows up, right? So I go up to the cashier and he takes my stuff, right? Okay. And he tells me my total, which was like 8 something.
Oh my God.
So I pull out my wallet, and as I'm counting, like looking for cash, I feel something like hug around my legs. And okay, let's go back. So when I got there, this little girl was there. Right?
Is this in Buckeye or?
No, this was like by work.
Oh.
So anyways, but when I walked to the cashier, the little girl turned back and goes, "Ah, you scared me." And I was just like, "Oh,
thanks.
Sorry,
you little shit."
And I was just Jesus. So then the cashier was like, "Oh, like $7 or $8." So I'm like, "Oh, sure." So I pull out my wallet, and then I feel like something like wrap around my legs, and I look down, and the little girl's hugging me, and my hands go up like, "Oh, hi." Because I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, get the fuck
I'm
off
like,
me.
I can't, like, I'm not going to acknowledge your hug here because this could be bad waters, man.
Right, yeah.
So I was like, oh, hello. My hands, I swear to God, they're like almost ready. My hands.
Don't arrest me!
Yeah, pretty much. My hands are ready to go over my head and be like, I am not touching this child, and it's not what it looks like. And then she like detached and turned around, and I was like, what the fuck just happened?
She detached like a leash.
And the grandma was like right there and didn't even fucking notice.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So you could have just like walked away with this child.
I'm not gonna.
No, I know, but like anyone. Yeah. Okay, that's.
Oh my! And I thought for a second because I saw her hug the cashier that was with them, and I thought, okay, like they're. Like, that must be husband and wife, and they're coming visit Grandpa.
Right.
And then the little fucking twat hugs my legs, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, maybe that was not your fucking Grandpa. You're just like some really huggable child.
No, fair.
And I was just like, ah.
Well, you know, that's pretty cute.
I'm not a chomo.
A who?
A chomo.
What the fuck's that?
A child molester.
Oh my God.
Hey everybody, and this is about an hour. I feel like I did that wrong.
With Cisco and Josh.
Oh, thank you.
There
With
you
Cisco and Josh. Fuck!
You missed your fucking cue!
I repeated shit again. Hey everybody, this is about an hour. I'm Cisco and this is Josh, like we have already butchered up. And if it's your first time, we'll give you the rundown. We give you your weekly news recap, where we laugh, joke, and sometimes argue. We promise it
like last episode.
I promise it won't happen this episode.
Yeah. Maybe next week. We'll see.
Oh, God. So, anyways.
We're going to talk about God. Yeah. The power of Jesus.
They wouldn't say, can I get a hell yeah, huh?
Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yes. And then they all blessed themselves.
That's my black preacher voice.
Is that what it is?
I've used that black preacher voice in like years.
Well, because you.
Now my voice is fucked up.
We should go to a Baptist church.
Yeah. Let's do some karaoke later.
Oh, yes. Let's do it. Let's do gospel songs. And he saved me. He saved him. He saved me. I don't know if that was one, but I made it up.
Sure.
Okay.
It could be anything that you want. That's a gospel church.
That's the beauty of God.
Yes.
Shall we begin?
Let's get started here.
All right. So, let's start off with, this is local news. We don't order these no more, huh? So, a water main break causes indefinite closure of the US 60 near Loop 101 in Tempe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was on my way here, and it is all closed up.
Yeah.
Like hardcore.
It's closed like from I think like McClintock to like Dobson, like in that area.
Well,
I saw like some pictures of it online. It was basically like
it's flooded.
It was flooded,
like a pool.
But they drained all the water. But the problem is that I think maybe like the water damaged like the road because it's concrete and asphalt. So maybe the standing water eroded something.
Well, I'll be glad to tell you.
Okay, yeah.
So repairs are underway after a water main break caused a section of the UX 60 to close in both directions from Rural Road to Loop 101 in Tempe. It started around 4 a.m. Saturday morning after a 24-inch water line broke near the freeway, causing extensive flooding between the Loop 101 interchange and Rural Road. Approximately 8 million gallons of water were lost.
Oh my God.
We're in a drought, everybody. Quit moving to California. To Arizona. That was the PSA.
Stop taking those 8-minute showers because we lost 8 million gallons. 8 million gallons.
So the
Good
pipe itself.
God.
So the pipe itself is 13 feet underneath the roadway, complicating maintenance. The pipe is about 50 years old.
Oh,
this is the first transmission main break we've had in the city like this.
Infrastructure's failing. Woo!
So pretty much the city of Tempe will be paying for the repairs, and that Tempe residents will not see any change to their utility bills. That's a lie. There is no estimated time of when the repairs will be completed, but a city spokesperson said it could take several days before the work is finished.
Several days. When was last updated? Because I feel like it's not going to get like completed until like maybe Thursday of this week, like this coming week.
I think they're gonna try to.
Because it's been shut down for like 2 weeks.
So I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna drain it out, fix the leak, patch up the best they can, then get an asphalt
Cheapest
crew.
way they fucking can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, because
Yeah.
Oh no!
Why make something long lasting when you can do it for
raise the
cheap?
people's taxes to pay for that old water line that
Yeah,
broke.
exactly.
So
Well,
I don't know.
that's the way the cookie crumbles.
I guess so. Moving on.
I'm so tired for some reason.
So a few weeks ago, I want to say like in the first or second episode, we talked about Clarence.
First or second.
We talked about Clarence Dixon, right?
Oh yeah, at some point you're talking about the
guy that was gonna get execution.
Yeah,
Killed the ASU girl back in like 19.
in Tempe. Yeah. That probably wasn't the first or second. It might have been like the fifth or something.
Anywho, he's dead.
Oh, he's dead.
Yep.
Wait, so by lethal injection or something?
Well,
or?
I'll be glad to tell you.
Oh, okay.
So Clarence Dixon, as we all know, is a 66-year-old Navajo man who was executed Wednesday morning by lethal injection. He was Arizona's first execution in 8 years. As we mentioned before, he was sentenced to death after he was connected to the 1978 murder of a 21-year-old Arizona State University student, Deanna Bodoin. Almost 30 years after her death, a cold case detective with Tempe police used DNA evidence to track down Dixon. So Dixon's attorneys attempted to halt the execution numerous times for various reasons, including Dixon allegedly being incompetent to be executed and the lethal drug reportedly being past its expiration date. The U.S. Supreme Court denied the attorney's last appeal under an hour before the execution took place. He was executed with a single dose of the sedative pentobarbital and was pronounced dead at 10 a.m.
So they used expired drugs to kill someone?
They were trying to fight it like, oh no, what they have is expired. Like, we must stretch out.
I didn't know drugs expired like that.
They don't expire. I think they just lose their potency.
Huh. That's weird.
So it's like a medicine, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, if you
got certain amount.
Well, if you get like a bottle of acetaminophen, it's like totally sealed. And it's you know what acetaminophen is. It's like the drug is actually in the center of the pill, and then it's surrounded by sugar.
Like a lollipop with the gum in the middle?
Yeah, sure, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's cute. I don't see how it would lose its potency because it's just chemical compounds? Does it like eventually just break down or some shit? I don't know. I don't know how that works.
What would you call the guy who injects the guy?
Gay.
Well, no. Whoa. Inject you with... Jesus. Let me inject you with some curdled milk.
Oh God.
Ugh. No, that's not what he meant, motherfucker.
You need to use your words carefully.
Yeah, I guess so. No, like, are you still, like... Let's say you go to, like, a family gathering, and they go, "So, Charles, what do you do for work?" And you go, "Oh, I'm a state executioner?"
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
That's what they are.
I just feel like that's just such a medieval term that's, like... old.
An executioner. Well, I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're
Is there a fancy word for it? Like, I'm an injectionist.
No, it's just you're
Phlebotomist? What's a phlebotomist?
Not even close. I don't know what it is, but it has to do with like healthcare.
Don't they drain your blood? Don't you deal with needles?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't really
We don't
know.
know much, apparently.
Tell us in the comments.
Please. We're begging.
Anyways, what's our next?
Oh, okay. We're just gonna move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, my question never got answered.
Well, what do you mean? It's an executionist. That's the name.
Oh.
Executioner.
Sure.
Yeah.
So,
people.
Phoenix woman lit storage unit on fire for revenge against cheating boyfriend. Good God. Silence your phone, son.
We're not in the theater.
Yeah. Anyways, going back. Phoenix police arrested Deja Clayton, 38, in connection to the apartment fire near 12th Street and Maryland Avenue that destroyed 4 units and several cars on Friday. Court paperwork says several people in the area said that Clayton was known to smoke narcotics and have sex in one of the storage units. Court documents say they were called out on Friday after someone reported that a fire had started in one of the storage units and spread to the nearby apartment building. Surveillance video reportedly caught Clayton walking to the unit and spreading something throughout the interior. Soon afterwards, the storage unit caught fire. Luckily, no one was hurt, but 6 people lost their homes.
Oh my God.
During an interview with investigators, Clayton said she had been upset because her boyfriend was having sex with other women and using drugs in the storage unit. Clayton also admitted to smoking meth just hours before the fire broke out.
Oh my God.
She also told detectives that she was glad nobody got hurt and was extremely sorry to the apartment complex.
I'm sorry, I was high on meth and I burned down your homes.
Sorry, my boyfriend cheated on me.
Yeah, scratch a little bit more.
Yeah.
Harder. You got to draw blood.
I really wanted to fuck him over and I hit the pipe. Or I guess that's how you hit meth. I don't know. So, but yeah, that's the deal. Revenge is best served steamy hot and on meth, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Spicy.
I feel like we need caffeine and bump this up. Like
Got some water here for you.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Cool story, bro. Yeah. Instead
What's
of like,
this?
oh my God, the meth addict! Ah!
Hot Rod. That's the shirt he's wearing, everyone.
Okay. This one's not too lengthy, but it's a little long. So, California trans child molester Hannah Tubbs charged with first-degree murder. So, Hannah Tubbs is a transgender California inmate convicted of molesting a child, has been charged with murder. Taz became the center of a controversy earlier this year when she pleaded guilty in connection with a 2014 assault on a young girl inside a Denny's restaurant bathroom, where she was just weeks from turning 18. Prosecutors said Tubbs grabbed the girl by the throat, locked her in a stall, and put her hands down the girl's pants. Tubbs pleaded guilty to the attack last month, though the incident took place when Tubbs was 2 weeks shy of 18 and identified as a male named James Edward Tubbs. That sounds so 1800s.
Wait, hang on. So, it's a man now?
Yes. So her real name is Hannah Tubbs.
So,
Wait.
he was a she or she was a he?
Hasn't
Hasn't really been
So her real name is Hannah Tubbs,
Okay.
but she now goes by James Edward Tubbs.
Okay, so...
And Tubbs pleaded guilty to the attack last month, though the incident took place when Tubbs was 2 weeks shy of 18 and identified as
As a male.
a male.
Okay, so you're okay. So I see the picture you're painting. So
She's a woman turned into male.
So
did this as a male.
This previous she was in the female bathroom.
Yeah.
With another underage.
Yeah.
Or like you said a child. And this 17-year-old previous she sexually assaulted a child in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. When authorities arrested Tubbs roughly 8 years after the crime, the suspect, who has since been convicted of child molestation, began identifying as a woman, according to prosecutors.
Wait, 8 years ago?
When authorities arrested Tubbs roughly 8 years after the crime.
8 years after the crime? Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a long statute.
So, prosecutors...
So, like, how did they find him?
So, there's more.
Because by now, if they were a man, then they should be...
Well, DNA.
Yeah, well, I mean, what DNA?
And I'm assuming that, like, when you go to the DMV, you tell them, this is now my new name under this birth certificate.
Well, yeah, but, like, how did they know that happened? Like, the child that got molested finally spoke up 8 years later or something?
You
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is there anything else about it in there?
Prosecutors sentenced Tubb to 2 years at a juvenile facility because Gascon's office declined to transfer the case to adult court, adhering to one of the progressive prosecutors' day one, directives barring children from being tried as adults. The convicted criminal could, however, still as little as 6 months under California law, may not be required to register as a sex offender.
What? Are you fucking kidding me?
Tubbs had a very lengthy criminal record before George Gascon allowed Tubbs to be sentenced to minimal time in a juvenile facility, which included arrest and convictions for murder, robbery, assault with a deadly weapon, domestic violence, and even a prior sexual assault of a 4-year-old girl.
What the fuck?
Los Angeles Deputy District Attorney Joan Hatami told Fox News.
These are the people that are moving to Arizona. Yeah.
Are you going to play that card? That's
Like-
such a conservative card to play, too.
No, but
That's like a legal, the
it's like,
illegal
oh no,
argument.
I failed in one of the most liberal cities or states in the country, so now I'm going to go to Arizona, which is right next to it, and hopefully I'll make it there.
Well,
You know?
I'm going to play a Joe Arpaio with Californians. Could you imagine?
Get these Californians out of here!
You goddamn Californians are bringing over their molesters and rapists.
And that actually makes sense.
And,
But when you say it about Mexicans in general, that just seems,
yeah.
Racist, right?
It just feels like, I don't know, like if we want to get into it, it feels like a lot of illegals come here to get jobs and better their lives and for refugee or whatever the fuck the word is.
Yeah, who says
And
I want to go to a different country to rape and pillage?
And then like 4%, like 3% are coming for like bad intentions. That's how I would see it.
For I'm guessing to like deal drugs and shit.
I
That
just
makes
don't
sense.
think,
But
like-
they don't just come here with the mindset of I'm gonna go fuck up their shit. Doesn't really make sense.
It just
That's
feels to me like
a big risk.
the illegal thing is not as big as like this California plague.
The plague of California.
That's serious.
No, I know what you're
we
talking
should build a wall like between us, and if you come with a U-Haul, we'll turn your ass around. Like just turn around because no, we're not taking no more of you.
That's funny.
You're already like you're a plague. You're a fucking.
You're like locusts!
You're worse than
Get out of
locusts.
here.
You're worse than locusts.
That's funny.
So I don't know, but yeah, the fact that you said that these Californians are bringing in these transsexual molesters.
But like, I can't believe that they ruled to not try them as an adult when they're only a couple weeks away from being 18.
Wow.
They molested children in the past
Yeah.
and did all this other shit. Like, that just seems really strange.
But I think because
Like-
he's a trans or she, whatever it is,
But that shouldn't
they
change
try to be
anything.
lenient on those.
No, that's
because
bullshit.
That's their motive.
That's
to
bullshit.
Push their, I don't know.
Yeah, that's bullshit, though. I don't give a fuck.
I agree.
You can be whoever you want to be, but if you commit a crime, you should be held accountable, regardless on if you're actually in the right mindset. I don't really care if you're, in my opinion, if you are a like. I'm not gonna say like retarded or something. I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, we're trying to refrain.
I'm not gonna say autistic, but like if you're obviously not all there and you commit a crime, I still think you should be held accountable for it. Like you're probably gonna do it again. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the time, if they don't know they're doing it, or
that's a tough one.
Then they should be in a psych ward for the rest of their lives, or put down.
I do. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I thought I was the extreme one.
It's not extreme when you think about it, like factually. Like
it just feels
they
to
don't know
me-
they're doing it, so they shouldn't be given the opportunity to do it again. Because who knows what's going to happen?
Well, it just feels like, okay, you are mentally incapable, right? That's the word.
Incompetent. Yeah.
Incompetent. Thank you. So we're gonna put you on medications and get you the
And
help
then
you need,
and then let you out into the open world. I don't think
we'll
so.
keep you under surveillance, like parole.
Well,
But if you were to do it again, then it's like
then you go right
you're
back to the psych
not
ward.
mentally incapable.
Well, no, you still are. That's the thing. That's the argument. And I don't want to talk about it for too long, but the argument is...
We'll just move on.
Yeah, well, the argument is if you aren't mentally capable of making like rational decisions, then you should be in a psych ward or in jail.
But the shitty part about that is you have to put yourself in the psych ward.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
Not if you're mentally incompetent.
Yeah, you do.
If
you
no,
are
the state takes assumes your person, and Oh well, I'm pretty sure that if you commit a crime of some kind, they can do whatever you want.
I was gonna say, well, I'm whatever around the lines like, let's say like, oh, my Aunt Janet is losing it. Okay. So Aunt Janet needs some help. Aunt Janet's like, I'm fine, ha ha ha, burns the house down. So it's so you know burns the house down. Aunt Janet, I'm serious. You really need help. Kills a cat. So in other words, you can't like do anything about it because if Aunt Janet does not volunteer for mental help, then the state just lets Aunt Janet become some kind of like arsonist animal murderer.
No, okay.
So
if you commit arson, regardless on if it's your own property,
I know. But what I'm trying to get at is the only solution to get Aunt Janet into the get help for that is you literally have to. Oh good God! You have to get a petition by the family.
Okay. Where they all agree.
Where they all sign saying Aunt Janet is losing it and becoming an arsonist.
Yeah.
And she needs to be like locked up or whatever for like a few days. And then after that, you have to go to court, and the only people that can stand trial to go up against Aunt Janet is who's ever been living with her for the last, like, weeks.
Okay.
So, let's say nobody lived with Aunt Janet. It's a fishy situation.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, let's say that you are your own person and you have no family, and you burn your own house down, then what do?
Right.
I'm pretty sure the state just says, you know what? We're going to make sure that you're not crazy by spending a couple days here. And if you are crazy, then we're going to commit you here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Moving on.
Yeah.
So into Aunt Janet, we go into mom of a 3-year-old killed during church exorcism post. Smiling video. It is what it is. So... Arely's El Salvador-born mom, Claudia Elisa Hernandez, 25, told cops she was certain her tot was possessed by an evil spirit just because she woken up screaming, according to police documents. The mom and her brother then took the toddler to the church where they were met by their father, who, quotes, identified as the leader of the church and claimed he was a certified pastor. Other quote. The police report said, They arrived at 6:30 a.m., and over the next 12 hours, they violently pinned her down and stuck fingers down her throat to make her vomit, which they believed would help her get the spirit out, the document said. One individual was holding the victim by the neck while one held her around her abdomen, and the last held her around her legs, wrote the officers. They continued even after little Aurelie fell asleep several times. Eventually,
Fell asleep? You mean passed out? Yeah.
Probably.
That was torture.
So eventually, the victim vomited a clear/purple liquid, the report said, with an autopsy determined she died of asphyxia due to suffocation and smothering. Hernandez is being held without bail, charged with felony assault on a child with force likely to produce great bodily injury, the outlet said, noting she faces 25 years to life in prison if convicted. The uncle and grandfather have not been charged, the station said. Just 6 days before she was charged, Hernandez posted a nearly 45-minute video on YouTube about her dead daughter, smiling and defending herself from apparent critics of her parenting. Quote, I could sit here and be negative, but I cannot change what is. It is what it is, she said, a phrase she repeated several times. I could sit here and be negative, be sad about the whole situation that she passed away, but it's like, there's no point, because it is what it is. It is what it is. She's not here with me. It is what it is.
Oh
Good God. End of quote. She told the 58 subscribers, wow, she has more than us, to the channel under the name Elisa Santos. It's like, I think this is another quote, but it's like, what's the point, I'm going to be putting myself down when there's no point for me to do that, I cannot change the situation, she said. When she passed away, she was with me, she said, showing a tattoo of her daughter's name and date of birth on her chest, again saying, it is what it is. I don't worry too much about that because God knows the truth, and the truth always comes out, she said.
Okay, so obviously she was like a schizophrenic of some kind.
I don't think it's schizophrenic, but I do believe it's, what's that word? When people believe on superstitions. Is that the right word?
Well, you said that a pastor tried to do an exorcism, right?
Which was her dad.
Okay. Did it say what kind of religion they follow?
No. But he's a certified pastor.
So only a couple religions are certified to perform exorcisms. And one of them is Catholicism. And, her name is Mexican. Doesn't necessarily mean that she's Catholic, though.
Well, no. But there is a lot of, like...
Here's the thing, though. A pastor, if they're going to use that word specifically, is not a priest.
Right.
There's only a couple people in the Catholic...
Be a pastor.
Yeah, exactly. There's only a couple people in the Catholic faith that can be, or that can do exorcism, and one of them is priests. Those are the primary people that do them. So if they're just Christian and he's just a pastor, then there's no...
I don't think they are. I think they're... Oh, fuck. There's another religion that also does, like, exorcism.
Well, there's a few more, but I just don't...
But I think they're more, like, stray of, like, the main ones. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, a little girl was sad.
Honestly, I'd charge the pastor.
I would charge all of them.
For sure, yeah.
For your exorcism bullshit. I would the audacity of her quote at the end.
I would give them all accessory
because God knows the truth.
Accessory to like first or second degree murder, and then I would give the grandparents 10 years prison, the mom life, and the pastor 20.
I think all of them. All of them should be.
No, I don't know about
all
life.
All three of them were part of it.
No, because the grandparents are going to be dead anyways. But I feel like 10 years is fair. They're accessories, so
I guess
they assisted in the first or second degree murder of the child. So
things like that. Hey, real quick, straying away from this, but still tying up to this subject. Okay. Have you seen those exorcism videos? I
saw one, and I find them hilarious. They're always yelling and shouting.
Yeah.
I cast you out! Demon!
It's not even the pastor part I find funny. It's the person that's possessed. she's like, "Oh no, he's trying." It's usually like some fat like Southern lady, from
Right? Some fat white girl or lady.
Like, "Oh, I don't know."
The demons.
And then they'd be like, "God compels you," and they put the cross on them.
They start gurgling and shit.
And they you'll have like the husband and the like son trying to hold her up, but she's like falling to the ground. I find this so fucking hilarious because it makes you feel like maybe this is all fucking fake for money, you know?
Oh yeah, it definitely is. Maybe I'll get likes and views on my TikTok now.
There was I'll wrap this up, but there is a exorcist, right? Exorcist, would that be the right?
Exorcist, yeah.
Who lives out here.
Oh yeah.
And he has 3 daughters, and now the 3 daughters are trying to
Get him committed.
well, no, they're trying to become exorcists
Oh my god.
as well.
The plague spreads.
Like we're the exorcist trio or sisters or something. They're very, very fine looking.
Oh.
But
You can exercise me any day.
I am a demon. Oh no, my penis is growing. Oh no. You should probably blow it.
Jesus Christ.
bring the fan. So,
Anyways.
moving on. A man beat a tenant with brass knuckles when he was short on rent, police say. The Tulsa Police Department said in Facebook posts, because gotta get your news on face,
Right.
that Brian Thomas, 21, accompanied the landlord to visit a tenant Thursday to collect an overdue rent and drug. Whoa, what? To visit a tenant Thursday to collect overdue rent and drug money.
And drug money.
I guess when the tenant was short on rent, Thomas assaulted the tenant using brass knuckles, then pointed a gun at the tenant and threatened to kill him, police said. The tenant was taken to the hospital for his injuries. Police did not provide further details on his conditions. On Saturday, police officers located Thomas's apartment and arrested him. Officers said they also recovered 2 guns and evidence of marijuana distribution inside the apartment. Police said Thomas is a convicted felon. Thomas is charged with assault with a dangerous weapon, pointing a firearm with intent, threatening a violent act, gang-related offense, and 2 counts of possession of a firearm. Police said the investigation is ongoing. They did not yet say whether the rental property owner is also facing charges. Charges.
So yeah, could you just imagine like being, a druggie and not paying your rent because that's what druggies do, and then your landlord just knocks on your door and says,
You're fucking savage
and
today, man.
just says, you haven't paid your rent. Where's my money? And he's like,
I don't know.
like
Scratching himself. I don't
Yeah.
know where the money is.
well, if it's just weed, you're not scratching yourself.
Oh,
but
still,
still,
it'd be more like, I
Yeah.
don't know where the money is.
and then just get
man.
punched in the face.
Oh my god.
It's like, well, don't do drugs, kids.
Isn't there brass knuckles with letters? You can put letters on there?
You probably can, yeah. But
I might get some brass knuckles that say evicted and become a landlord.
brass knuckles will fuck you up.
Yeah, and then
It's-
just punch somebody with an eviction on the fucking side of their
Evicted,
cheek.
bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's some harsh shit. Oh, man. Moving on. A woman who drove down garage stairwell claims she was just following her GPS. Police say.
Garage stairwell.
Garage stairwell. So,
Is this like in
you know those
a
like
parking
downtown
garage?
garages?
Yeah, the parking garage.
Yeah, this bitch decided to go down the stairwells. Because, there's stairs.
Yeah.
I got a picture. I'll show it to you. You can explain it to our
Yeah.
less than 56
Is it a video or a
subscribers. No,
picture?
it's just a picture.
Okay.
So the Portland, Maine Police Department said that 26-year-old woman drove through the parking garage across a pedestrian plaza and then tried to drive down a stairwell where her vehicle got stuck. Police said they don't believe it was the fault of the GPS, but rather the woman's excessive blood alcohol level. The woman was issued a summons for operating while under the influence. No one was injured in the incident, and police said there was only a small amount of property damage. Please don't drink and drive, the police department wrote in a Facebook post. And here's the picture. It almost looks like, you never been to the
Oh my
basketball
God.
arena.
Oh, I know it. Okay, this is different. I was thinking because no, this isn't the the garages that we're used to. Those ones are like small stairwells that you walk down in like a tight circle. This is one of those ones that you would like see
Have you ever been
in the back of a warehouse.
Well, I was
where
gonna
it's
say-
like the loading dock and then there's like a stairwell on the side.
Yeah.
This is what that looks like. So I can see like
Have you ever been to the basketball arena
yeah.
down in downtown?
Yeah.
You know when you leave, you walk in through the doors, and then obviously the circle before you go into the seating in the middle. You know how there's always like stairs.
Yeah.
That you can. It almost looks like that.
It kind of looks like that.
Like a big wide.
This I could see.
What's the GPS?
I could see why a drunk person would make that. That would make sense to a drunk person, because it's wide enough to fit your car, and I guess that's the ramp.
But
it's stairs. Yeah, but it's stairs, and yeah. So she would have. She probably would have been like, like.
Oh no! I'm stuck here.
This, I guess, I took a wrong turn somewhere.
I'm so hot and wasted.
Like,
damn
yeah.
GPS.
Yeah, that looks like that.
So the next thing I got is also involving another SUV-ish looking vehicle. So a driver busted for hauling SUV inside of a U-Haul truck. A driver's unique use of a U-Haul moving truck had many drivers doing a double take in central Washington state. A state trooper with the Washington State Patrol pulled over the truck after several other drivers reported a car hanging out of the back of the moving truck. Trooper said the driver who was stopped...
Wait, had they see... Okay, keep going.
Trooper said the driver was stopped in Okanagan County.
Bless you.
About 4 hours east of Seattle. Aside from being fined $139.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
For the unsafe load, the driver also had a suspended license, and the U-Haul truck was long overdue. The U-Haul box truck and its unique cargo were both impounded by officers. Quote, safety is paramount on our roadways, says Jeff Lockridge, manager of media and public relations for U-Haul. It's easy to point a finger and chuckle at the absurdity of these photos, but there are extreme dangers associated with this kind of action, which is a clear violation of the customer's contract and traffic laws.
Is that what sheriffs sound like?
No, this is what the manager of media and public relations for U-Haul sounds like.
Oh, okay.
He sounds like he gets on his knees for U-Haul quite a bit.
Yeah, probably.
If you plan on moving soon and need to tow a vehicle, Lockridge says U-Haul does provide an entire line of affordable equipment rentals dedicated specifically to safety towing vehicles. And even said at uhaul.com/towing.
So, well, okay.
Here's a picture. You've seen it. I sent it to you.
Oh, wait, let me see this shit.
Explain it.
Yeah, okay.
Explain the strapping, too.
I wanted to see this because it didn't make sense. I was like, okay, if you got like one of those big U-Hauls, the ones that are like meant for full houses, you could fit a whole car in there. It wouldn't be hanging out. You can close it up and lock it down and everything. You wouldn't even know. But this motherfucking dumbass decided
I think it's pretty unique.
to get a small U-Haul meant for a studio apartment. Like, not even that. Like this is a room. This is a single room, maybe 2 rooms.
Yeah.
It's like the tiniest one you can get. And they shoved a fucking like SUV.
Let me see.
Well,
It
no.
looks like an Isuzu Rodeo.
It's an SUV. It's like
small one.
like it can be an off-road vehicle.
Like an early 2000s, late 90s
Yeah, exactly.
Isuzu Rodeo
and literally
Trailblazer.
the entire back part of the car, like where the handles start for the passenger seats, all the way to the back of the car is hanging out. So the wheels are hanging off too. And it's fucking strapped from the top of the U-Haul underneath the car to the bottom of the U-Haul. Like that one strap is gonna save it.
It did, bro.
I mean, they must have been high.
Just not from the law.
They must have been high because like literally all you need to have done if your car isn't running is
good.
because U-Haul offers those towing things,
The dollies.
Yeah, that you can attach to like a truck to like one of those metal balls.
Yes.
I forgot what those things are called.
God.
What are they called?
The tow balls. Yeah.
Tow balls, yeah,
Tow
exactly. There you
balls,
go.
yeah.
You just need to attach it to that, and then you fucking put your car on that tow thing, and then you can just tow your car. Why did you get a fucking U-Haul truck
And that has been a city
and shove it inside? Like, you must have been high. Like, who does that? Who thinks that's the best option?
And this has been a city slicker explaining you blue collar stuff.
This isn't even blue collar. This is redneck. This is, I live in the middle of nowhere. This is the only thing available to me.
Just stick it in the U-Haul.
Just shove it in there.
Strap down, Papa. Just one strap from the top to the bottom.
I wonder how far he made it before someone like...
I was kind of curious about that, too.
Yeah.
But everyone's like, oh my god. And then the U-Haul guy's got to take it up the ass. It's easy to point a finger and chuckle. I'm like, calm down, bro.
I really want my U-Hauls back in perfect conditions.
Moving on.
We got some more vehicle fails.
We're not doing that one?
Yeah, no.
Okay. A man with no flight experience lands plane after the pilot incapacitated.
Is this Florida?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
Thought we were going to have a Florida man.
No. I don't know if we got any this week. Anywho. After the pilot suffered a medical emergency, a passenger with no flight experience landed a plane with the help of an air traffic controller, who guided him through the process of safely bringing the plane in. Robert Morgan, an air traffic controller, was reading a book outside the tower on break around 12:30 p.m. Tuesday at Palm Beach International Airport. There's a passenger flying a plane that's not a pilot, and the pilot's incapacitated. So they said, we need to try to help them land the plane, Morgan said. Morgan was certainly the man for the job. With 20 years in the tower control, he is also a flight instructor with around 1,200 hours under his belt. This sounds like a hero story, so I'm going to read it differently.
Okay. Read it like an announcer.
What do you mean? Oh.
I just feel like it's probably meant to happen.
Well, I wasn't expecting more like, I just feel like it was probably meant to happen, he said. Morgan had never flown the specific plane model, a Cessna Grand Caravan, so he used a picture of the cockpit to understand the specifics the passenger was working with. I knew the plane was flying like any other plane. I just had to keep him calm, point him to the runway and tell him how to reduce the power so he could descend to land, Morgan said. Morgan took over and was able to talk the passenger through a safe landing. Before I knew it, he was like, I'm on the ground. How do I turn this thing off? He said. Together, Morgan and the passenger had pulled off the impossible. They met on the tarmac and hugged it out like two non-gay men do. It felt really good to help somebody, and he told me that he was going to go home tonight to see his pregnant wife. Oof, no.
This sounds like a story for the heroes and for the books.
Sucks for him, they're out of damn formula.
You actually did that voice pretty good.
Officials
It was good. You did a good job.
Thanks. Yeah. Officials haven't released the name of the passenger or the pirate.
The pirate?
The pirate. The pilot.
Arrgh!
The Federal Aviation Administration is investigating the incident. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, no, that was good.
Thanks.
I think the voice was actually the best part about that. But it did kind of sound like a heroic story. That's one of those situations that people that daydream about that shit, that think about. Have you like in school? It's like, oh man, what if a school shooter came in here? I'd tackle that motherfucker. We all had that type of thing.
And then they run and get shot.
Yeah. Oh, dung dung dung. That was a gunshot.
Cynthia won't laugh. School shootings are no laughing matter, everybody.
Unless it's funny.
For comical reasons under this story, yeah.
For legal reasons, no.
Legal reasons, no. For comical reasons,
sure.
Give at it.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Is that all we got for that?
Yeah, I think so.
Sure.
Got the cat.
The cat accused of trespassing wins a $125,000 settlement. Owner calls for policy changes.
Florida cat?
Why? I don't know, John. Jesus Christ.
Come on, man.
I don't think I got anything under Florida this week.
Some bullshit.
I've been bringing a lot more of Phoenix news, though. Phoenix woman, Phoenix man. So attorney John Zimmerman says Anna called him after her family's cat was taken away, and she received thousands of dollars in fines. Zimmerman and co-counsel attorney Jeffrey Posinger argued in the case that Miska is not a vicious cat, as had been alleged, but is instead a loving pet.
Said Miska?
Miska.
How do you spell that?
Miska.
I think that's Mishka. That's Russian for cat. So this is a Russian person?
I don't know. Miska was just being a cat when the citation started rolling. You're so fucking random.
I pride myself in knowing shit that no one else should.
I was curious one day and wanted to know what cat is in Russian. It's Mishka.
So the cat and its owners were issued
Mishka,
more
Mishka,
than...
Mishka.
God damn it. The cat and its owner were issued more than 30 violations, said Zimmerman. After looking at the number of violations, he believed that Miska was being targeted. No other cat had been cited that many times in Bellevue or King County, said Zimmerman. He said animal control took Miska away from Anna and the family at one point, until he stepped in. Miska had been confined to the King County Kitty Jail, he said.
Dun dun dun.
This doesn't even feel like a real story.
Right.
The legal team later discovered during the legal process that one of the complaints had a connection to animal control. In addition to being the head of animal control, the manager had filed some of his own complaints simply because Miska had lived in his neighborhood. So that was a serious conflict of interest, Zimmerman said. Both attorneys hoped this lawsuit would lead to more transparency for pet owners about who is filing complaints against their animals. They said in this case, there was a conflict of interest because the head of animal control was one of the neighbors who filed complaints and the family didn't know it. Ka-chow!
So what you're saying is that the neighbor had it out for the cat, and the person sued the city for that?
Well, it seems like the animal control person was also like the main neighborhood person.
Like the neighborhood watcher or whatever.
So, yeah, something like that. So, because they were tied up to animal control,
conflict of interest.
They threw in a bunch of like, this cat's doing this cat's doing that, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. I'm now going to catch the cat and
put it
in the
jail. Yeah. The pound.
Shelters or animal jails, I guess. So anyways, but yeah, so that's the deal. And then they got a lawyer in, and they're like, lawyer's like, motherfucker, like, this is a conflict of interest because not only are you some main person in the neighborhood, you're also animal control.
It's kind of like the Karen of the neighborhood, basically.
And you just hate Miska.
Yeah, I hate this cat, so I'm going to fucking kill it.
Well, she didn't go to those extremes.
Well, yeah, but if, it's one of those people. You know what I'm saying? It actually kind of reminds me of... what was that like? It was either like a movie or like a video or something. Think Lady and the Tramp, where like the guy that was like the dog catcher or whatever was like always on the tramp's ass about shit. Like every single time that he, was just walking, it's like, there's that fucking dog, gonna go catch it. Going out of his way to get it off the street, basically. Yeah, it's kind of like that, I think.
I never seen that movie.
You never seen Lady and the Tramp?
No.
Either of them?
No.
Wow, that's sad.
All I know is the pepperoni scene. I mean the spaghetti scene.
Oh, the spaghetti scene? Yeah, it's a classic.
Yeah.
It's cute. It's a cute little thing. You should watch it sometime. You wanna go out there and watch it?
Together?
With spaghetti?
Do you have popcorn?
I do.
Okay. I'm gonna move on.
It got really awkward.
It did.
All right, let's go.
Just a little gay.
Just a little
gay there.
What's the...
I got two more, and then we're done.
Oh, wow.
And then, fifth grader brings weed gummies to Livonia school. That kindergarten brought margaritas.
This is the same school?
Uh-huh.
Oh, my God.
You ready? So,
bro,
it was just 3 weeks ago that Fox 2 reported on Grand River Academy in Livonia, where a kindergarten brought margaritas and Dixie cups to school for snack time. Now, at the same school, 2 11-year-olds were hospitalized after one of them brought marijuana edibles to school. Kirstel Morden contacted Fox 2 after learning her student was given marijuana edibles in their 5th grade classroom. She said her son didn't know what the funny feeling he was experiencing was a high from the THC in the edibles.
Oh my God.
He was feeling funny. That's all he kept saying, was that he felt funny.
Was he laughing?
I don't know. I feel funny, Mom. I feel funny. Morden said, to know that my child has this in his system makes me angry, devastated. Morden told Fox 2 that another 5th grader brought the weed gummies to school on Monday and didn't warn her son what they were. This child has intentionally brought marijuana to this school and distributed it, she said. Both 5th graders were taken to Beaumont Hospital and are okay, but Livonia police are investigating now to determine where the drugs came from. We might have to open up the conversation of drugs in elementary school because this is a prime example of what can happen, Morden said. This is the second time in 2 weeks that a Michigan student brought weed gummies to school. A similar situation played out in elementary school near Flint, and the mom in that case was charged with second-degree child abuse. Morden says that the right action, the parent is number one to blame. Somebody's not watching this child. Someone is not paying attention to this child. And I don't know what's going on in their household, she said. But that's not all. Oh, wait, that wasn't a quote. But that's not all. She thinks Grand River Academy needs to take responsibility too. I got a call before because my daughter brought in peanut butter crackers and they said she can't bring those because there are kids in here with peanut butter allergies. But this boy is passing out marijuana in the classroom, Morden said.
That's fair. That's a fair argument. As far as the peanut butter is concerned, there's a lot of classes in schools that do that. Obviously, it can't be banned for the entire school.
Everybody needs to get their fucking kids out as soon as they start walking and introduce them to cow shit and pollen, and then I guarantee you allergies won't be such a big thing. I am proof of it.
Sure.
It's true.
Are you allergic to something?
Nope.
Oh.
I swear to God.
Well, I'm allergic to pollen.
Because
as
you were an inside child.
No.
That's it. Moving on.
Anyways, but for the weed thing, what's the limit, or when would you consider something a controlled substance and not a controlled substance? Because obviously these kids are able to get their hands on weed, right, or marijuana or THC.
Yeah.
Who brought those in, and how did they get access to it?
I
don't think that parents would just be buying weed gummies and laying them around the house.
It would have to be a young parent, like our age.
I don't know.
Because it can't be. No, it can't be. See a 30 or 40-year-old.
You said it was like a 5th grader, right? You said it was a 5th grader, so they got to be like 11. So it can't be our age, unless they just had a kid when they were like fucking 15.
Bro, come on, think about it. Because in reality, I'm trying to think this through.
I don't know. It's just a weird situation, and it's weird that it happened to the same school.
It could be a young mom.
I guess.
Got pregnant at 17.
Bitch with a baby. Not a MILF yet, just a bitch with a baby.
Bitch with a baby.
No, yeah. I wonder if this is going to be like a fucking trilogy of shit that happens at the school. Like, first it was margaritas, then it was weed, now it's heroin or some fucking crazy... Yeah, some crazy thing.
The class is spinning and turning. The whiteboard just turned black.
Oh no, not again.
Oh my God, the desk is talking to me.
It's gonna hit me. They lift up the thing from like the 80s.
My pencils and papers are dancing. Oh God. Oh no, my eraser is attacking me. Oh man. All right. Here we go.
All right, let's do it. What's the
last one? Netflix fires major warning shot at its work employees with a new culture memo.
Oh, here comes Netflix.
So a new corporate culture memo from Netflix is taking a hardline stance on attempts to silence artistic expression by warning those who are offended by the streaming service's content that they may want to find a job somewhere else. Variety reports that the change in Netflix company culture appears to be in large part due to the backlash the streaming service faced from woke employees last year over its Dave Chappelle special, which the employees claimed was transphobic. Because if there's someone we gotta believe, it's the average Joe who thinks he can.
Because when I'm offended, everyone should be offended.
Yep. The updated Netflix culture memo includes a new section called Artistic Expression that states that it will not censor specific artists or voices, even if employees consider the content harmful. If you find it hard to support our content breadth, Netflix may not be the best place for you, the memo states, later adding that employees may be required to work on projects that they perceive to be harmful, and if they have a hard time accepting their work assignment, they may want to consider working somewhere else. Entertainment Entertaining the world is an amazing opportunity and also a challenge because viewers have very different tastes and points of view. So we offer a wide variety of TV shows and movies, some of which can be proactive. The news section reads, later adding, we support the artistic expression of the creators we choose to work with, and that we let viewers decide what's appropriate for them, versus having Netflix censor specific artists or voices.
So I agree with Netflix in 95% of what they did and what they said. This is why I say that. This could be the 95%. You shouldn't censor comedy at all or art in general because that's what culture is. And so you're just going to say I'm offended by what you think is funny, so we're going to shut it down? That just seems stupid, right? It seems like it's very.
Do you feel
it's not even a liberal idea at that point?
No,
it's just I'm offended.
not.
It's like, okay.
Well, I mean, it kind of is because the liberals been pushing that agenda a lot, but that's besides the point. Do you feel that
Yes, I do.
history ties up with that as well?
What do you mean?
So a lot of people get offended of like, well, he said this and he's a comedian. Or, what we just said, artistic views expressed, and someone is just a sensitive POS. Do you feel like history falls within that category as well? Because there's a lot of people that, like, take certain things from history up the ass, and it's like, you weren't around in the, 1940s, 1930s, 1800s, 1700s. Does that make sense? I mean, this is gonna be the really bad example. It might get you all triggered, but
people started getting offended by things that other people say.
So today,
recently, it hasn't been like a thing that's been going on for decades,
right? But have you noticed that there's this whole hatred for white people because you folks used to own slaves, and it's like, no one's a slave now, buddy. It's not even it's not even under NATO.
I haven't really been hearing that much.
It always gets brought up when it's like when Black Lives Matter and all that stuff.
I haven't heard about Black Lives Matter since
because they're living in a mansion,
riots.
but that's besides the point.
Well, no. So the way that I think about that, cancel culture type of shit,
I think it's coming to an end.
Well, no, it's not. It's not that. I think people are finally starting to realize and draw a line.
How absurd it is.
Well, it's not. It's not necessarily absurd. You should cancel some things. You should, but not because it offends a specific group of people. If it's actually bad for the country or the culture in general.
Jesus.
Kick my fucking trash can over.
Sorry.
If it's actually bad for some reason, for everybody, then yeah, of course. You wouldn't say to let's say the KKK member or the leader had a show on Netflix and he's talking about how I hate black people and I think white people are the best things in the world and everyone else should die.
You wouldn't watch that?
That's hate speech.
You wouldn't watch that?
I mean, I might watch a special.
I would laugh at it.
I'd probably laugh.
I would laugh at it so hard.
That would be that's not considered art, and it's not funny. It's just hate speech. So you would cancel that.
It would be kind of funny.
But a Dave Chappelle stand-up comedy special, he's had the same type of comedy ever since he got popular. He was 16 when he started. Now he's fucking 50 or 60 or something. He's been doing the same shit for 50 years. And all of a sudden, I don't like this because he's not supposed to be doing it. It's fuck you.
I think cancel culture slaps itself. It's kind of it's like a tether ball with them.
Yeah.
You throw the ball back, you hit the ball, and it always comes back and it smacks him in the face.
Yeah, I guess.
I
think I know what you're talking about.
Because the way I see it is sometimes they'll we cancel this or we want this canceled. Mm-hmm. And then, or okay, so Black Lives Matter and all that stuff. But Chappelle did this and it's he's black. Well, no, he's transphobic.
He's transphobic.
He's transphobic. And he's making people laugh with transphobicness. And it's but he's black. No, transphobia. Does that make sense? There's no... What are the rules? I think is real.
Well, that's
what are the rules?
That's the problem when everyone's opinion matters, and they make it popular to think that.
It just
then
feels
all of a sudden it feels like no one can have their own opinion because everyone has their own opinion.
And it just feels like if you're for us, you're with us. But if you're against us, then we're going to make your life a living hell.
Another thing that was never really taught to children in the last couple of generations is...
Throw some dirt on it, bitch.
No, is like how to get over not agreeing with someone. Like, everyone has their own opinion, but you don't have to get all mad because someone doesn't agree with you.
And that's a problem.
Yeah, it's a problem.
That we can't disagree to disagree.
Can't agree to disagree.
That's what I said.
They have to. No, you said disagree to disagree.
Oh well, they can't agree to disagree.
Yeah, they always like, no, I have to be right.
You
about
must
this.
change your mind, or you must apologize now.
Yeah, that type of shit.
And if not, I'm gonna go scream. Ah!
What happened to you?
I'm gonna dye my hair blue. It's like, and meanwhile you're just there like, okay, well,
you need to go and tie him out.
Oh, this is awkward.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's definitely something that we gotta like talk about more because I mean, it has been out of hand for the last couple of years.
It is out of hand,
and now it's like we're kind of over it being out of hand.
Noticing how much of a bullshit it is. And who it's catering to in a way.
You know what we need to do is we need to find a word to describe the people that we just kind of like did, like Karens. Like there has to be a word that we can like establish to say like these specific liberals or whatever are offended by everything and you'll never appease them. You know what I'm saying?
It's closed-minded.
So Karens
idiots.
are the people that always complain about everything and you know
ugly, fat.
Yeah, with those haircuts,
colored hair.
So what are we gonna call this group?
No offense.
The people
to
that are
lesbians.
offended by everything. Whenever you say something that offends them, suddenly it's everyone's problem. You know what I'm saying? There's gotta be a word for that.
There is. There's gotta be. I think it's just closed-minded people, and I think people get mad because if you don't follow in today's times, you will rot. Right? You'll never progress with the times and you'll rot.
They're kind of like...
But how much are you progressing if you're going to be closed-minded and not accept other people's opinions? You know what I mean? And you don't even have to accept them, but you have to understand...
There's a line, and they kind of went like this, and now they're moving away from that line.
Yeah. Like, look at that Elon Musk fucking picture I showed you like a few weeks ago.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's just, they're straying away from the main point, and,
It's like, we were here... But now we want a little bit more, and now we want more. And it's like, why are you moving away from your original point? Like, just stay there. It's like, no, I'm offended now.
Yeah, there's no... I'm offended, so I'm straying away.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be here fighting the cause? Nope, I'm straying away. I don't know. It's what are the rules? What are the rules? And I think there is no rules. It's biting them in the ass.
Yeah.
And it's coming back, and it's, Netflix is now standing up. Elon Musk and the whole Twitter deal. So now a lot of people are like, oh no, it can't be one voice type of thing. Mm-hmm. He's going to give everybody a voice. There was another example too. The Florida thing with the governor there trying to shut down the whole, like, Disney does not have the power. Like, quit trying to push Disney to push your... So I think it's slowly turning into this, like, woke culture is going to... I don't know about dying out, but...
It's going to transform.
It's getting shut down little by little, and they're losing their minds. And
it's probably because something ended up happening, or enough people realize that this is bullshit. So they're like, let's calm down here. We're gonna try to.
I think when you lose the main point in arguments, people start realizing.
Yeah,
and then
that's what happened with BLM.
Yeah.
Like, they had great traction when people were getting shot, like black people getting shot left and right and shit.
But then
the riots started. And that wasn't necessarily BLM doing it.
This is the part of the agenda.
It wasn't necessarily BLM doing it, but they also didn't like organize enough to where everything was on the same point and on the topic. It was kind of like, oh, Al Sharpton's joining in now. And he's known as like the black like figurehead for like black rights and shit like that, activists. and he joined in and started saying shit. And
What
it's
do
like,
you think
and it's like
about
that ruined the point of this in the first place. That type of stuff. So what?
What do you think about Al Sharpton?
I don't care about him. The only thing I know about him is that he's a black activist, and he kind of is between.
He's a little off, isn't he?
No, he's between Malcolm X and fucking Martin Luther King Jr.
Ooh.
He's between there. He's kind of like
Yikes.
because Martin Luther King was not an extremist, but he did lead a lot of protests, and he got jailed like dozens of times.
I mean,
and then Malcolm X was like a black Muslim who said, blacks are supposed to be the dominant, people on Earth because we're from Africa, we're the first people, and now whites enslaved us, and it's all their fault. That's where the extremes lie. He's like right in the middle, but I still don't think that he's is necessary.
Because I feel like every time I hear it, when they say things about him, it just feels like he's lost the point.
Well, I mean,
like we talked about,
he's been an
just
activist for decades, so he might just be stuck in the past,
Well, there ain't nothing wrong with that. But.
Yeah. Anyways,
do you want to have a quick little conversation thing, or is that it?
I think that's probably it for the show. Yeah, I mean, probably save it for next week.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Well, that was episode 10.
That was episode 10.
Yeah. We gotta.
So, anyways, that was episode 10. So follow us.
Like, follow, subscribe.
Yeah, follow, and subscribe on Facebook and on YouTube.
Yeah, that's our show.
That's about it. Hold on.
What?
Leave them with some words of wise.
Some words of the wise.
Yeah, I got some too. Yeah. Words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom. Let me think. Something quick. Never trust a fart. If you have to force it, it's probably shit.
All right. And my word of the wise is, I heard this the other day, and I think it makes sense. There's a lot of head holders, but there ain't that many dog fuckers. All right, everybody. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Yeah. So, is that the intro? Is the extra?
Oh,
are we still rolling?
Yes. But what's the? What did that even mean?
Huh?
There's a lot of
head holders, but there's not a lot of people fucking the dog.
Fucking the dog. I don't get it.
A lot of many dog fuckers.
I don't know what that means.
Look it up.
Okay.
All right. That's our show, everybody.
That's the show.
Don't fuck your dog.
Yes, don't, please.
Be the dog fucker. Don't be the head holder. Don't fuck your dog for animal reasons.
We are going to say that for legal reasons.
For legal reasons, don't fuck your dog.
All right. See you, everybody.
Later.